Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to our channel. Before we start today's exciting lesson, I want to say something from my heart. I upload new videos to our channel every day for you to learn and grow. Don't forget to support me so I can continue doing this. You can help me see our channel in front of more people by subscribing, becoming a member, liking and commenting on each of my videos. Please don't forget to do these. Thank you so much. Now, let's learn how to tell amazing stories in English.
Let me tell you a quick story. Last week, I was walking to a cafe when I saw someone famous. I had actually seen this person before at the airport. He had been signing autographs for hours. Did you notice something? I just used 3 different past tenses in that short story, and they all worked together to paint a complete picture of what happened. Today's lesson is about something magical, using all 4 past tenses together to tell your life stories naturally, just like native speakers do. Teaching note: past tenses aren't isolated grammar rules. They work together to create rich narratives. Most English learners know the past tenses separately. I walked, I was walking, I had walked, I had been walking. But how do you use them together in real conversation? That's what we're learning today. What we'll cover: quick review of the 4 past tenses, real stories using all 4 tenses naturally, how tenses work together to create meaning, practice telling your stories. By the end, you'll understand how to tell any story from your life using the right past tenses at the right time. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Ready to become a storyteller? Let's begin.
Before we dive into stories, let's quickly review what each past tense does. Don't worry, we'll see them in action soon. Past tense number 1. Simple past. What it does? Describes finished actions in the past. Structure. Regular verbs, verb plus ed. Walked, talked, played. Irregular verbs, special forms. Went, saw, ate. Examples: I walked to the store. She ate breakfast. They went to London. When to use: when something happened and finished in the past. Teaching note: this is your basic past tense, the foundation of storytelling. Past tense number 2. Past continuous. What it does? Describes what was happening at a specific moment in the past. Structure: was or were plus verb ing.
Examples. I was walking when it started raining. She was eating when the phone rang. They were watching TV at 9 p.m. When to use? For actions in progress at a specific past time. For background actions in a story. To set the scene. Teaching note. This creates the setting or background of your story. Past tense number 3. Past perfect. What it does shows that one past action happened before another past action. Structure. Had plus past participle. Examples. I had already eaten when she arrived. The movie had started before we got there. He had never seen snow before that day. When to use? To show something happened earlier than the main story. Time relationship. First, I ate. Past perfect, had eaten. Then, she arrived. Past simple, arrived. Teaching note, think of this as going further back in time from your main story. Past tense number 4, past perfect continuous. What it does? Shows an ongoing action that was happening before another past event. Structure, had been plus verb ing. Examples, I had been waiting for 2 hours when the bus finally came. She had been studying all night before the exam. They had been living there for 5 years when they moved. When to use? To emphasize the duration of an action that happened before something else. Teaching note, this combines the before idea of past perfect with the ongoing idea of continuous. Quick comparison. Simple past, I waited. Finished action. Past continuous, I was waiting. In progress. Past perfect, I had waited. Happened before something else. Past perfect continuous, I had been waiting for 2 hours. Ongoing action before something else. Now, let's see these tenses in action. I'll tell you a story, and you listen for the different past tenses. Last week, I was walking down the street when I saw someone who looked familiar. I stopped and realized it was a famous actor. He walked into a cafe and ordered a coffee. I couldn't believe it. But here's the interesting part. I had actually seen him once before at the airport. That first time, he had been signing autographs for like 2 hours straight. There were so many people. But this time in the cafe, he was just sitting quietly, enjoying his coffee. Analysis. Let's break this down. Simple past actions, main events. I saw someone. I stopped. He walked into a cafe. He ordered a coffee. These are the main events of the story happening in order. Past continuous. Background, setting. I was walking down the street. This sets the scene. He was just sitting quietly. This describes the ongoing situation. These tell us what was happening, creating the atmosphere. Past perfect. Earlier event. I had actually seen him once before at the airport. This happened before last week. This takes us back to an even earlier time. Past perfect continuous. Ongoing earlier action. He had been signing autographs for like 2 hours straight. This tells us about something that was happening for a duration before something else. Teaching note. Notice how the tenses work together like layers of time. Present moment of the story, background actions, and flashbacks to earlier events. Why these tenses matter. If I only used simple past, I walked, I saw him before, he signed autographs. This sounds choppy and unclear. The different tenses show what was happening, past continuous, what happened, simple past, what had happened earlier, past perfect, what had been happening for a while, past perfect continuous.
Let me tell you another story. This one is about a concert that went horribly wrong. The story. A few years ago, I went to a concert in LA. The band was playing their biggest hit, the song everyone had been waiting for all night. The energy was incredible. But suddenly, everything just stopped. The power went out completely. The whole venue went dark. The singer had already sung that song thousands of times in his career. But that night, it had been building up to the best part when the power failed. Some fans had already left by that point because they were tired, so they missed the craziness. Analysis. Simple past main story events. I went to a concert, the main event. Everything just stopped. What happened? The power went out. The problem. Some fans had already left. Wait, is this simple past? No, it's past perfect. Let me correct that. They missed the craziness. Simple past event. Past continuous. What was in progress? The band was playing their biggest hit. Sets the scene. The energy was incredible. Describes the atmosphere. Past perfect. What had happened before? The singer had already sung that song thousands of times in his career. Some fans had already left. They left before the power failed. They missed it because they had already left. Past perfect continuous. Ongoing action before. Everyone had been waiting all night. It had been building up to the best part. Teaching note. Past perfect shows sequence. Some fans left, then the power failed. They missed it because they had already left. Time layers in this story. Layer 1, furthest back. He had sung that song thousands of times. Layer 2, earlier that night. Had been waiting all night. Layer 3, background of the main event, was playing. Layer 4, main events. Went out, stopped, missed.
If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Here's a stressful story many travelers can relate to. The story. Last year, we were trying to catch a flight in New York. We were in a taxi, but the driver kept missing turns. I was getting really nervous. We had been running late even before we got in the taxi. My friend had forgotten to set her alarm, so we had been rushing all morning. By the time we arrived at the airport, we had been running through the terminal like crazy people. But it didn't matter. The plane had already taken off. Analysis. Simple past. Main events. We got in the taxi. We arrived at the airport. It didn't matter. Past continuous. Ongoing situations. We were trying to catch a flight. The goal in progress. I was getting really nervous. My emotional state developing. Past perfect. Earlier completed actions. My friend had forgotten to set her alarm, so had happened before we were late. The plane had already taken off. Happened before we arrived. Past perfect continuous. Ongoing earlier actions. We had been running late. Continuous problem. We had been rushing all morning. Ongoing action. We had been running through the terminal. Ongoing action before we found out. Teaching note. Had already is a very common combination with past perfect to emphasize something was complete before another event. The power of tenses here. The past perfect continuous had been rushing shows we were stressed for a long time before arriving. The past perfect had already taken off shows the plane left before we arrived, emphasizing we missed it. Without these tenses, we rushed, we arrived, the plane left. With these tenses, you feel the duration, the stress, the sequence. Let me tell you one more story. This one is a bit spooky. The story. A few months ago, I checked into an old hotel in the countryside. It looked charming during the day. But at midnight, something strange happened. I was trying to sleep when the power failed. Complete darkness. I went to the lobby to ask for help. The manager told me the power had already failed earlier that evening, and they hadn't fixed it properly. Great. I went back to my room, but I couldn't sleep. I had been lying awake for 2 hours, just listening to strange sounds in the building. It was like a horror movie. Analysis. Simple past. I checked into an old hotel. Something strange happened. I went to the lobby. I went back to my room. Past continuous. I was trying to sleep. The interrupted action. Past perfect. The power had already failed earlier that evening, and they hadn't fixed it properly. Past perfect continuous. I had been lying awake for 2 hours. Teaching note. Had been lying emphasizes I was awake for a long time. This duration makes it feel more frustrating. why the perfect tenses matter here. Had already failed tells us this wasn't the first time. Hadn't fixed explains why it failed again. Had been lying awake shows my suffering over time. These details make the story richer and more frustrating.
Now let's review how all 4 tenses work together in storytelling. The function of each tense: simple past, main events of your story, actions that happened and finished, the what happened tense, past continuous, background actions, setting the scene, interrupted actions, the what was happening tense, past perfect, actions completed before the main story, flashbacks to earlier events, the what had happened before tense, past perfect continuous, ongoing actions before another past event, emphasizes duration, the what had been happening for a while tense. Teaching note: think of storytelling like painting. Simple past is your main subject. Continuous is the background. Perfect tenses add depth and time layers. How to use them together. Step 1. Start with your main event. Simple past. I went to a concert. Step 2. Add background or setting. Past continuous. The band was playing their biggest hit. Step 3. Add earlier context if needed. Past perfect. I had been waiting for that song all night. And step 4. Add duration details. Past perfect continuous. The excitement had been building for hours. Complete sentence. I went to a concert where the band was playing their biggest hit, the song I had been waiting to hear because the excitement had been building all night. You've just learned how to use all 4 past tenses together to tell rich, natural stories. Quick recap. The 4 past tenses: simple past, main events, went, saw, ate. Past continuous, background, was going, was eating. Past perfect, earlier events, had gone, had seen. Past perfect continuous, ongoing earlier events, had been going. How they work together? They create layers of time in your story. They show sequence, duration, and background. They make your stories feel complete and natural. Common time phrases to use. With simple past: yesterday, last week, in 2020, 3 days ago. With past continuous: at 9 p.m., while, when, as. With past perfect: already, before, never before, by the time. With past perfect continuous: for 2 hours, all morning, since 8 a.m. Your homework: the storytelling challenge. Write a short story in the comments using all 4 past tenses. It can be about a trip you took, a funny experience, something that went wrong, meeting someone interesting, any memory from your life. I'll read your stories and give you feedback. Example to help you start. Last summer, I was walking in the park when I saw an old friend. I hadn't seen her in 5 years. We went to a cafe and talked for hours. She told me she had been living in Australia.
We had so much to catch up on. Remember, don't be afraid to make mistakes. That's how you learn. The more you practice storytelling, the more natural it becomes. These tenses give your stories life. What's one interesting thing that happened to you recently? Can you tell it using different past tenses? Share in the comments. Thank you for spending 30 minutes mastering past tense storytelling with me. Remember, grammar isn't just rules. It's a tool for sharing your experiences and connecting with others. Until next time, keep practicing, keep telling your stories, and keep believing in yourself. Every story you tell makes you a better English speaker.
Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to our channel. Before we start today's fascinating lesson, I want to say something important. I upload new videos to our channel every day for you to learn and grow. Don't forget to support me so I can continue doing this. You can help me see our channel in front of more people by subscribing, becoming a member, liking, and commenting on each of my videos. Please don't forget to do these. Thank you so much. Now let's learn how to describe personalities in English. Let me ask you a question. How would you describe yourself in English? Are you outgoing or shy, hardworking or easygoing, funny or serious? And what about your best friend, your boss, your family members? Can you describe their personalities clearly in English? Today, we're going to learn comprehensive vocabulary for describing personalities. This isn't just academic vocabulary. These are words you'll use in job interviews, when making new friends, and when talking about the people in your life. What is personality? Personality is the unique combination of how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. It's what makes each of us different from everyone else. Why is this vocabulary important? Job interviews. You need to describe your strengths and sometimes your weaknesses. Building friendships. Understanding personalities helps you connect with people. Better communication. Knowing how different people think helps you interact effectively. Solving problems. Understanding personality differences prevents misunderstandings. What we'll cover today: positive personality traits, the good qualities; negative personality traits, the challenging qualities; context-dependent traits, can be good or bad; common personality types; and practical applications for job interviews and conversations. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Ready to expand your vocabulary? Let's begin with positive traits. Let's start with the positive qualities, the traits we admire in people. Social traits, how people interact. 1. Outgoing. Definition: comfortable talking to strangers and new people. Enjoys social interaction. Synonym: extroverted. Opposite: shy, introverted. Example: my brother is very outgoing. He loves meeting new people at parties. Teaching note: outgoing and extroverted are similar, but outgoing is more common in casual conversation. 2. Friendly. Definition: warm and kind to others. Makes people feel welcome. Example: Emma is very friendly. She talks to everyone and makes them feel comfortable. Practice saying, she's a friendly person. Pause. 3. Polite. Definition: has good manners and is respectful. Example: he is polite and always says please and thank you. Common phrase: well-mannered means the same as polite. Teaching note:
In job interviews, saying you're professional and polite sounds very good.
Work-related traits. 4. Hardworking. Definition: works a lot and does their best. Example: John is hardworking. He studies every day to get good grades. Related words: diligent, dedicated, committed. 5. Diligent. Definition: careful, thorough, and prompt in work. Example: she's a diligent employee who always meets deadlines. Teaching note: diligent sounds more formal and impressive than hardworking. Great for job interviews. 6. Organized. Definition: keeps things neat and plans well. Example: he's very organized. His desk is always clean, and he never forgets appointments. Mental and emotional traits. 7. Patient. Definition: can stay calm and not get angry, especially when waiting. Example: teachers need to be patient because students learn at different speeds. Opposite: impatient. 8. Confident. Definition: believes in themselves. Example: she is confident in public speaking and never feels nervous. Teaching note: don't confuse confident with arrogant. Confidence is positive, arrogance is negative. 9. Honest. Definition: tells the truth and doesn't lie. Example: she is very honest. If she makes a mistake, she admits it. 10. Kind. Definition: cares about others and helps them. Example: he is kind to his classmates and always helps with homework. Related words: caring, compassionate, thoughtful.
Creative and intellectual traits. Number 11. Creative. Definition: has many new ideas. Example: he is creative and loves drawing and writing stories. Number 12. Open-minded. Definition: willing to consider new ideas and different perspectives. Example: I always keep an open mind when trying new things. Opposite: close-minded, narrow-minded. Teaching note: in modern workplaces, being open-minded is highly valued. Number 13. Eloquent. Definition: a very good speaker who uses language effectively. Example: she is an eloquent speaker who captivates her audience. Usage note: usually used as eloquent speaker or speaks eloquently. Generosity traits. Number 14. Generous. Definition: likes to give and share with others. Example: she's generous and always shares her food with friends. Number 15. Magnanimous. Definition: acts for the benefit of others, not selfish. Example: donating half your salary to charity is a magnanimous gesture. Teaching note: this is a more advanced, formal word, impressive in writing or formal speech. Practice creating sentences. Try describing someone you know using these words. Start with my friend, mother, colleague, is very adjective because. Now let's learn vocabulary for less desirable traits. Remember, we all have some negative qualities, and it's important to recognize them to improve ourselves. Teaching note: when discussing these traits, remember they're for describing behaviors, not for harsh self-criticism. Everyone has strengths and areas for growth. Social difficulties. Number 1, shy. Definition: quiet and afraid to talk to others. Example: she is shy and doesn't like speaking in class. Opposite: outgoing, confident. Note: being shy isn't always bad. Some people are just naturally introverted, and that's okay. Number 2, rude. Definition: does not have good manners, is disrespectful. Example: he was rude to the waiter and didn't say thank you. Opposite: polite, courteous. Number 3, bossy. Definition: likes to tell other people what to do. Example: she is bossy and always tells her little brother what to do. Teaching note: in leadership context, we might say assertive, positive, instead of bossy, negative. Work-related problems. Number 4, lazy. Definition: doesn't like to work or make effort. Example: she is lazy and never does her homework. Opposite: hardworking, diligent. Warning: this is quite a harsh word. Use it carefully. Number 5, impatient. Definition: gets angry when having to wait. Example: he is impatient and doesn't like waiting in line. Opposite: patient. Attitude problems. Number 6, arrogant. Definition: thinks they're better than others, doesn't listen to other ideas. Example: she is arrogant and never listens to anyone else's opinions. Related words: conceited, full of themselves. Difference: confident, I believe I can do this. Arrogant, I'm better than everyone else. Number 7, selfish. Definition: only thinks about themselves, doesn't share. Example: he is selfish and doesn't share his toys. Opposite: generous, selfless. Number 8, stubborn. Definition: doesn't change opinion easily, even when wrong. Example: he is stubborn and never admits when he's wrong. Teaching note: stubborn can sometimes be positive if it means determined. Context matters.
Emotional traits. 9, moody. Definition: feelings change quickly and often for no clear reason. Example: he is moody, sometimes happy, sometimes angry for no reason. Sensitive: can be positive or negative. Definition: easily affected by what others say or do. Negative: she's too sensitive. She gets upset over small things. Positive: he's sensitive to others' feelings. He notices when someone is sad. Behavioral issues. 11, Reckless. Definition: acts without thinking about consequences. Does dangerous things. Example: driving without a seatbelt is very reckless. 12. Clumsy. Lacks physical coordination, drops things, trips easily. Example: I'm so clumsy, I accidentally hit my head on the door. Idiom: butterfingers. Fingers slip like butter. Note: this is a mild, often humorous negative trait, not very serious. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us.
Now, let's look at broader personality types and how to use this vocabulary in real situations. Common personality types. 1. The outgoing person. Traits: friendly, talkative, confident, energetic. Description: loves meeting people and being social, feels happy around others. Example: Sarah is the outgoing person in our group. She always starts conversations with strangers. 2. The quiet person. Traits: shy, calm, thoughtful, patient. Description: doesn't talk much and enjoys being alone or with a small group. Example: Tom is quiet. He prefers reading alone to going to parties. Teaching note: quiet is not the same as boring. Many quiet people have rich inner lives. 3. The funny person. Traits: cheerful, silly, energetic, creative. Description: loves to make people laugh by telling jokes. Example: Mike is the funny one. He always has everyone laughing. 4. The serious person. Traits: responsible, hardworking, honest, organized. Description: focuses on work and responsibilities. Doesn't joke much. Example: Lisa is serious about her studies. She's always focused on her goals. 5. The kind and caring person. Traits: helpful, loving, generous, polite. Description: cares about others and helps when needed. Example: Maria is caring. She always checks if her friends are okay. The Type A personality. This is a specific term used in psychology and business. Characteristics: works very hard, very serious, always anxious and stressed, needs to control everything, not calm or easygoing, not a good listener, can be difficult to work with. Example: he has a Type A personality. He's always rushing and can't relax. Teaching note: this term is common in workplace discussions. Saying someone is Type A explains a lot about their behavior. Opposite. Type B personality. Relaxed, easygoing, less stressed about deadlines, more flexible, better at collaboration. Job interview application. This is where personality vocabulary becomes extremely practical. Common interview question 1. How would you describe yourself? Good answers using our vocabulary. I'm hardworking, organized, and open-minded. I would say I'm friendly, diligent, and creative. I'm patient, detail-oriented, and a good team player. Teaching note: use 2 to 3 positive adjectives. Give brief examples if possible. Common interview question 2.
What are your weaknesses? Strategy: mention a minor weakness and show how you're working on it. Good examples: sometimes I'm too much of a perfectionist. I spend extra time making sure everything is exactly right. I can be a bit impatient when projects move slowly, but I'm learning to be more flexible. I tend to be shy in large groups, but I'm working on my public speaking skills. Bad examples to avoid: I'm lazy and don't like working. I'm arrogant and think I'm always right. I'm very reckless. Teaching note: the weakness should be honest, but not disqualifying. Show self-awareness and growth. Describing others in conversation. Sentence patterns. Simple. Name is adjective. Tom is hardworking. With explanation. Name is adjective because or and. Tom is hardworking because he always finishes projects on time. Comparing. Name is more adjective than name. Sarah is more outgoing than her sister. Multiple traits. Name is adjective, adjective, and adjective. My teacher is patient, kind, and creative. Practice now. Think of 3 people in your life and describe each with 2 to 3 adjectives.
Some personality traits aren't clearly good or bad. It depends on the situation. Daring. Definition: willing to take risks. Positive context: she's a daring entrepreneur who tries new business ideas. Negative: his daring behavior was reckless. He could have been hurt. Ambitious. Definition: has strong desires to succeed. Positive: he's ambitious and works hard to achieve his goals. Negative: she's so ambitious that she ignores her health and relationships. Straightforward or blunt. Definition: says exactly what they think. Positive: I appreciate that he's straightforward. I always know where I stand. Negative: she's too blunt. She hurts people's feelings. Cautious. Definition: very careful. Thinks before acting. Positive: he's cautious with money. He saves for emergencies. Negative: she's too cautious. She never takes any risks or tries new things. Teaching note: the key is how you describe these traits. The context and your tone matter. Important balance. Remember that personality is complex. Everyone has both positive and negative traits. Traits that work well in one situation might not work in another. Understanding different personalities helps us communicate better. We can work on improving our weaknesses while appreciating our strengths.
You've just learned comprehensive vocabulary for describing personalities. Quick recap. Positive traits we covered: outgoing, friendly, polite, hardworking, diligent, patient, confident, honest, kind, creative, open-minded, generous. Negative traits we covered: shy, rude, bossy, lazy, impatient, arrogant, selfish, stubborn, moody, reckless, clumsy. Personality types: the outgoing person, the quiet person, the funny person, the serious person, the caring person, type A personality. Practical applications: job interviews, describing strengths and weaknesses, making friends, understanding compatibility, workplace communication, understanding colleagues,
Family discussions, describing relationships. Tips for using this vocabulary. Be specific. Instead of saying, he's nice, say, he's kind and patient. Give examples. She's hardworking. She studies every evening. Be balanced. When describing yourself, mention both strengths and areas for growth. Be sensitive. Negative traits should be used carefully, not to hurt people. Context matters. Consider when and how you describe personalities. Your homework. Write a paragraph describing yourself using 5 personality adjectives. Then, describe someone you admire using 5 different adjectives. Share in the comments. Also tell me, which personality type are you? Are you the outgoing person, the quiet person, the funny person, the serious person, or the caring person? Remember, there's no best personality type. Each type has its strengths, and understanding our own personality helps us communicate better and build stronger relationships. Thank you for spending 30 minutes learning this essential vocabulary with me. These words will help you have deeper, more meaningful conversations in English. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and remember, your unique personality is what makes you special.
Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to our channel. Before we start today's practical lesson, I want to say something important. I upload new videos to our channel every day for you to learn and grow. Don't forget to support me so I can continue doing this. You can help me see our channel in front of more people by subscribing, becoming a member, liking and commenting on each of my videos. Please don't forget to do these. Thank you so much. Now, let's learn how to describe your entire day in perfect English.
Let me ask you a question. Can you describe your typical day in English from the moment you wake up until you go to sleep? Most learners can say, I wake up and I go to bed. But what about everything in between? What about your morning coffee routine? Your afternoon energy slump? Your evening wind down time? Today, we're going to learn complete, natural English for describing your entire daily routine. This is one of the most practical lessons you'll ever learn because you use these phrases every single day. Teaching note: daily routine vocabulary is essential for basic conversations and job interviews. What we'll cover in 30 minutes? Morning routine vocabulary, from waking up to leaving home. Afternoon activities and work phrases. Evening relaxation and preparation. Weekend differences. Time management expressions. How to describe your personal routine. By the end, you'll be able to describe your day naturally, understand when others talk about their schedules, and use proper time expressions. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us. Ready to learn the vocabulary of your daily life? Let's begin with the morning. Let's start with the most important part of your day, the morning. How you start your day affects everything that follows. Key vocabulary: waking up. Basic morning actions. Wake up means to stop sleeping and open your eyes. Get up means to physically leave your bed. Make the bed means to arrange your sheets and blankets neatly. Teaching note: remember, wake up happens before get up. Common morning phrases: I wake up at 6:30 a.m. I get up immediately, or I lie in bed for 10 minutes. I set my alarm for 7 a.m.
I make my bed every morning. Practice. Say these sentences. I wake up at. I usually get up around. I make my bed right away. Morning hygiene routine. Key vocabulary. Brush your teeth means clean your teeth with a toothbrush. Take a shower or have a shower means wash your body. Get dressed means to put on your clothes. Do your hair means style your hair. Natural phrases. First, I brush my teeth. Then, I take a quick shower. After that, I get dressed. I usually do my hair while it's still wet. Sequence words. First or firstly. Then, next, after that. Finally or lastly. Teaching note, these sequence words make your description flow naturally. Breakfast vocabulary. Common breakfast items. Toast with butter. Cereal with milk. Eggs, fried, scrambled, or boiled. Pancakes or porridge. Yogurt or a smoothie. Coffee, tea, juice, or water. Useful phrases. I usually have toast and coffee for breakfast. I make scrambled eggs. I grab a quick breakfast, means I eat something fast, or I skip breakfast. I don't eat breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person, means I don't usually eat breakfast. Teaching note, grab is very common for quick actions. Grab breakfast, grab my keys, grab a coffee. Commuting vocabulary. Ways to get to work or school. Walk. Take the bus. Take the train. Drive. Ride a bike. Work from home. No commute. Phrases for commuting. I walk to work. It takes about 20 minutes. I take the 8:15 train. I drive, but traffic is terrible in the morning. I listen to music during my commute. I work from home, so I don't have a commute. Complete morning routine example. Repeat after me. I wake up at 6:30. I get up immediately and make my bed. First, I brush my teeth. Then, I take a quick shower. After that, I get dressed. I have toast and coffee for breakfast. Finally, I leave the house at 7:45 and walk to work. Important concept. Setting the tone. This is a very useful expression. Set the tone means to establish the mood or atmosphere for what follows. Examples. A calm morning sets the tone for a productive day. Or, starting my day with exercise sets a positive tone. Teaching note. This metaphor comes from music. The first note sets the tone for the rest of the song.
Now let's talk about the afternoon, often the busiest and most challenging part of the day. Work and productivity vocabulary. Key phrases for work. I work from 9 to 5, standard work hours. I have meetings all afternoon. I work on projects. I check my emails. I make phone calls. I collaborate with colleagues. Task management vocabulary. Priority equals the most important thing. Deadline equals the time by which something must be finished. Task equals a piece of work to be done. Project equals a large piece of work with multiple tasks. Break equals a short rest period. Useful work phrases. I prioritize my most important tasks.
I work on one big project at a time. I switch between many small tasks. I use a to-do list to stay organized. I break large projects into smaller tasks. Teaching note: prioritize is a verb from priority, very common in work contexts. The afternoon slump. Slump equals a period of low energy or productivity. This is a very common experience. After lunch, many people feel sleepy, tired, unfocused, less productive. Phrases to describe this: I have an afternoon slump. I feel sleepy after lunch. My energy drops in the afternoon. I hit a wall around 2 p.m. equals suddenly feel very tired. Teaching note: hit a wall is a metaphor meaning to suddenly reach a point where you can't continue. Managing afternoon energy. Strategies people use. I drink coffee to stay awake. I take a short walk to get fresh air. I have a healthy snack like fruit or nuts. I take a 5-minute break every hour. I stretch at my desk. Break-related vocabulary. Take a break equals stop working temporarily. Stretch equals extend your arms and legs to relieve tension. Recharge equals restore your energy. Step away from your desk equals leave your workspace briefly. Complete afternoon example. Practice saying this. I work from 9 to 5. In the morning, I focus on my most important tasks. I have lunch around 12:30. After lunch, I sometimes feel sleepy, so I drink coffee and take a short walk. In the afternoon, I have meetings and work on projects. I take short breaks every hour to stretch and recharge. If you liked this lesson, don't forget to hit the like button, comment, and subscribe to the channel so you can keep improving your English with us.
The evening is when we transition from work mode to rest mode. This transition is very important for well-being. Key evening vocabulary. Wind down or unwind means to relax and reduce stress after a busy day. Teaching note: these mean the same thing. Both are very common. Common evening activities. Exercise or go to the gym. Cook dinner or prepare dinner. Eat dinner with family. Watch TV or a movie. Read a book. Take a warm bath or shower. Spend time with family or friends. Relaxation phrases. I unwind by watching TV. I wind down with a good book. I relax by taking a warm bath. I de-stress by exercising. I decompress after work, which means relieve stress. Teaching note: decompress is like releasing pressure, very common for stress relief. Dinner vocabulary. Meal preparation. Cook dinner means prepare the evening meal. Make dinner is the same as cook dinner. Order takeout means order food from a restaurant to eat at home. Heat up leftovers means warm up food from a previous meal. Family dinner phrases. We eat dinner together as a family. We sit down at the table. We talk about our day. We help with the dishes after dinner. Evening preparation, getting ready for the next day. I lay out my clothes for tomorrow. I pack my bag for work. I check my calendar. I make a to-do list for tomorrow.
I prepare my lunch. Why this matters. Preparing in the evening makes my morning less stressful. This is a very natural English sentence. Bedtime routine vocabulary. Pre-sleep activities. Read before bed, listen to calming music, do gentle stretches, practice meditation or deep breathing. Limit screen time. Don't use phone or computer before bed. Sleep-related phrases. I go to bed at 10 p.m. I try to get 8 hours of sleep. I read for 20 minutes before sleeping. I avoid my phone before bed. Good sleep is important for my health. Teaching note. Go to bed means entering your bed. Fall asleep means actually starting to sleep. Complete evening routine example. I finish work at 5 p.m. When I get home, I change into comfortable clothes and unwind by watching TV for 30 minutes. Then I cook dinner and eat with my family. After dinner, we clean up together. I spend the evening reading or relaxing. At 9:30, I prepare my things for tomorrow. I go to bed at 10 p.m. and read for 20 minutes. I usually fall asleep around 10:30.
Weekends are different from weekdays. Let's learn how to talk about them. Weekend vocabulary. How weekends differ. Sleep in means wake up later than usual. Take it easy means relax, don't do much. Catch up on means do things you didn't have time for during the week. Recharge means rest to restore energy. Run errands means do necessary tasks like shopping. Common weekend activities. I sleep in on weekends. I catch up on chores like laundry and cleaning. I run errands, grocery shopping, etc. I spend time with friends and family. I pursue my hobbies. I try new things or visit new places. Teaching note. Run errands doesn't mean literally running. It means doing necessary tasks outside your home. Important concept. Work-life balance. Vocabulary. Balance means maintaining equilibrium between different parts of life. Flexibility means ability to adapt and change. Routine means regular pattern of activities. Personalized means adapted to individual needs. Key phrases about balance. I try to maintain work-life balance. My routine is flexible, not rigid. Everyone's routine is different. I adapt my routine to my needs. Rest is as important as productivity.
Early birds versus night owls. Early bird means person who wakes up early and is productive in the morning. Night owl means person who stays up late and is productive at night. Examples. I'm an early bird. I wake up at 5 a.m. I'm a night owl. I work best late at night. I'm somewhere in between. Teaching note. These are fun, colorful expressions that native speakers use often. The key message is there's no perfect routine. The best routine is one that works for you and supports your goals while maintaining balance.
Now, let's practice creating your complete daily routine description. Template for describing your day. Morning. I wake up at time. First, activity. Then, activity. I have food for breakfast. I commute method to work or school. Afternoon. I work or study from time to time. I usually main activity. I take breaks to activity. I have lunch at time. Evening. After work, I activity to unwind. I make or have dinner. In the evening, I activity. I prepare for tomorrow by activity. Night. I go to bed at time. Before sleeping, I activity. I usually get hours of sleep. Weekends. On weekends, I activity. I also activity. Weekends help me recharge for the week. Practice now. Think about your routine and try describing it using this template. Start with just the morning, then add more details.
You've just learned comprehensive vocabulary for describing your entire day. Quick recap. Morning vocabulary. Wake up, get up, make the bed, brush teeth, take a shower, have breakfast, commute. Afternoon vocabulary. Work, prioritize tasks, afternoon slump, take breaks, manage energy. Evening vocabulary. Unwind, wind down, cook dinner, prepare for tomorrow, bedtime routine. Useful concepts. Setting the tone, establishing mood, work-life balance, early bird versus night owl, flexibility and personalization. Time expressions. At specific time, at 7 a.m., around approximate time, around noon. From time to time, from 9 to 5. For duration, for 30 minutes. Sequence words. First, then, next, after that, finally. Your homework. Write a paragraph describing your typical day using the vocabulary from this lesson. Post it in the comments. I'll read it and give you feedback. Also tell me, are you an early bird or a night owl? What's your favorite part of your daily routine?
Remember, everyone's routine is different, and that's okay. The goal isn't to have a perfect routine, it's to have a routine that works for you and supports your well-being. Thank you for spending 30 minutes learning this essential vocabulary with me. These are phrases you'll use in almost every English conversation, so practice them often. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and remember, your routine should serve you, not stress you.